Hi everyone, I'm Shelly and you're watching There's No Place Like Home. Today I have some more homeschooling advice for you, and we're going to talk about family schooling versus one-on-one learning. Your first question might be, what is family schooling? Well, family schooling is really what I talk about a lot on my channel because I have so many children, and it is something that a lot of large family homeschools use. And that is really just when all of the children, or at least groups of the children, will all learn together mainly every day, and that most of their schoolwork is done together as a family. Simple, right? So when I talk about doing unit studies together, that is family schooling. When I talk about doing nature studies together, that is family schooling. When I talk about doing things in the kitchen together, or maybe doing our exploring together or watching videos together, that is all family schooling. And there are so many advantages to family schooling. First of all, it's a huge bonding for the entire family. It saves so much time. If you have, for example, 5 kids who are all learning the bulk of their school together, that's going to save you, the parent, a lot of time from doing all of their subjects separate. And it is also going to save your sanity, because I remember the days of trying to go from child to child to child when I was replicating school. And it wasn't fun, and it took a large part of the day. But again, I want to reiterate just how much of a bonding experience it is for your family, and how it's creating memories that your kids are going to keep with them for a long time throughout their lives. But today I'm also going to talk about one-on-one learning, because this is something that I think we have to realize, that you don't have to have either family schooling or one-on-one learning. And I think that sometimes that gets missed in the idea of cutting your school day by grouping all of your kids together and trying to do as many subjects as you possibly can together. Sometimes I think that we might get caught up in the fact that some of our kids do need one-on-one time with us, and that it's okay. It really is okay if your kids need that one-on-one time. And in fact, that one-on-one time is important. As I mentioned, it does not have to be an either or scenario. And you know, one-on-one learning, while family schooling has a lot of advantages, and I told you about some of them today, but so does one-on-one learning. One-on-one learning allows you, the parent, to have that quiet time with each of your kids by themselves. Not only is it something that your kids would not get in school, at least not in the amount of time that they will be able to get with you as the parent, because schools have a lot more kids in their classroom than even the largest of homeschool families. But a lot of kids really do need that time. They need that direction of learning things straight from your mouth, where you can see what it is that they're doing right away, what they're doing wrong. They can ask you the questions that they have to ask you without having to wait, without being embarrassed to ask in front of other kids. And one-on-one learning is really something that is usually, but not always, it's usually having something to do with math or language arts. I'm going to say even more math. But I don't want you, as a homeschooling parent, especially if you have a large family, don't ever feel like you have to keep all of your kids together for everything, because you don't. Language arts and math really are those subjects that go more by levels than, for example, history or science or art might, at least as long as your kids are pretty close together in age. And another stereotype, or I should say another myth, that I want to go over with you is just the idea that you have somehow failed your high school age kids if they are still needing one-on-one time with you. I know that a lot of us, we really strive for our kids to be independent learners, and we kind of look at that as a mark for success. But don't get caught up in the idea that all teenagers will eventually be able to do every subject on their own and won't need your help, because the fact is that sometimes teenagers do need your help. And that doesn't mean that you, as the homeschooling parent, has done anything wrong. It just means that you can take advantage of this additional time that you have with your child before they graduate, and you can help them in the way that they need to be helped. Sometimes they really just need you there as a confidence booster, just so that they know that you're sitting there. And again, so that if they have a question, they can ask you right away. Or that if you maybe see that they're taking the wrong track, you might be able to say, maybe try something different. I know that my girls, I don't always have to help them with their math. I should say algebra. I still call it math because it's just like a generality. But they don't always need my actual help. They just like to have me sitting there because they know that I'm there. And this isn't something that I ever feel like they are too old for, because that is the role that I have taken on as a homeschooling parent, is to provide what my kids need. And I think it's important that as much value as we give to family schooling, I think we need to start assigning that same value to one-on-one learning when it is needed, and sometimes maybe even when it's not, because you do get to have that time with your kids where they get to have mom all to themselves. And sometimes for some kids, that's all they really need. That's all that I have for you today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet and would like to hear more of what I have to say, I would love if you would do that. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave one either here or over on Instagram. And if you like my work and would like to check out my Patreon page, I will leave a link in the description box for that as well. And I hope you have a great day.